we're back. So, while I was away, I was doing a little bit of work on my characters. So not only did I work to basically level them all up, but I've also slightly improved everyone's armor and everything. Oh, let me actually check that. So, massive increase in defense and attack actually, but definitely in defense. Same for Odin. Yeah, even my owl got some thick fur, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, so what we need to do next, we're meant to go and try and see the like the Motavian, what's the word, like Duke, Governor. Governor sounds right. Oh, hi Jack. Thanks for popping in. That's my owl, and he is a rabbit. He. I want to say he. I'm gonna go with he. No, he's a cat. Sorry. he's a little cat monster. He can talk as well. And he basically had this like little medicine thing that was used to cure Odin. I'm gonna go fly back to Motavia now. Yeah. Fucking blitzing it. So this actual star system, it's not massively talked about within this game, but it's set within the Andromeda galaxy, and it's basically a distant star system that was inhabited by humans that came from Earth initially, except they came from Earth on these like colony vessels that like travelled, you know, literally through galaxies, which, you know, take fucking forever. And in doing so, they had like generation after generation born, living and dying on these colony ships themselves. This is actually explored somewhat in Phantasy Star 3, which I may get to eventually. So what I'm doing is I'm making sure that I'm just talking to all of these people. Yeah, don't even try and walk through the antlion things. You will get fucked up by antlions, and it is not worthwhile. They have like no Mosatra, and you get very, very little in the way of experience for it either. So she just mentioned that you can get some sweets for the governor, and then he'll probably see you, maybe. Yep. My favourite Final Fantasy star is Phantasy Star 3, because it has the 3 Warriors of Light, who... Actually, no, Phantasy Star 3 is legitimately a sort of choose-your-own waifu game. Like, you play through different generations, and you, like, choose, you know, which person to reproduce with. I was talking to Stuart about it earlier, my brother Stuart, and we were discussing how essentially that game heavily relies on eugenics to create the sort of best combination of genetics to get the best next protagonist in the game. In the same way that people did that in like Fire Emblem Awakening. You know, you paired people up, you chose them based on their connections with one another, you know what, or you could do it entirely based on genetic compatibility. Right, now... Oh, not that. Oh, you'll have to bear with me a little bit as I absolutely beasted through pasta just to make sure that I was in time to my own stream. Nope, cool. Right, so I can't go through there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go get the shortbread. And to do this, I have to go find the shop that sells it. Mate, this game has so much 3D. Every dungeon is like that. I wish more games did that, actually. I know that early SMT games did it. They actually get rid of it in the second game. The second game, it's all top-down, like, exploration within it. Do 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 do. Whoops. God, can you imagine not being able to pass because you don't have your passport and you're just stuck in with the planes? They wouldn't let you leave. You'd basically be stuck. I should possibly try and have the chat as an overlay. It is possible to do. I prefer to not have that though because it makes the people watching it later on think I'm an absolute lunatic that's talking to himself. You know, adds a real element to it that way. Let me just go through here. So what I'm doing, I'm going to head over to a dungeon. Which we just... Whoop. There we go. Just further up this way. Yeah, Obi has face cam. I'm not doing face cam. Face cam's too self-indulgent. I say that. I mean, I've stuck my face on the YouTube title card. But you know, who wants to sit watching me playing in my room looking sad when you can just hear my sad voice instead? It's just easier. Well, you're not just going to another country, you're going to an entirely different, like, planet. Fucking hell, these random encounters are ridiculous at the moment. God, man-eaters are fucking disgusting. So yeah, as I said, I've been sort of leveling up in the background because I sort of did that within my own time. What I did was I went through, just grinded up money, got a load of experience, and just made it so that I should be able to generally walk through this dungeon without too much issue. I mean, we'll see. But that's the ideal at this point. I think I'm definitely going to the right one as well. You can usually tell if you go in the right direction, because if you go to the wrong area, the enemies absolutely body you. Good. I'm trying not to have too much dead air, sorry, it's just the... If I'm trying to remember what the what direction I'm meant to be going. My technique in these dungeons was always to just keep going left. Just hug the left wall, essentially. Oh, fuck. These aren't like little babby enemies either. These are fucking beasts. Thankfully, as I said, I've been level grinding. Bursting with strength. I don't know what that means. So hopefully we should be alright. As I was struggling just to take one on when I finished the day. And that's what I mean. That's what I mean with like the level grinding in this game. It relies on you to spend ages just working at it. Yeah, I've got quite a lot of burgers in my inventory because they're the best healing item, essentially. There we go. Fucking Sam Raimi's coming at me now. Alright, continue on the left wall. So yeah, the difference in Meseta is based on the enemies that you fight. So werebats actually leave a fair amount for how many you defeat, so 63 each. And I killed like 5 of them, I think. Whereas if you fight an Evil Dead give you fuck all. They're like really shitty monsters. And that's the thing, it's like fighting the Swarm. The Swarm are a pain in the ass because you don't really get much for killing them. But they can like still hit you. So they're just there chipping damage. Here we go. But yeah, like 200 and, I mean, even at this point, like 250 is a lot at this point in the game. Like the best lot of armor I got was about 1,000 Mesetas, and that's like to have me equipped as I am now. But again, I think the game relies on you to do that. Alright, I think I might be getting there now. Ah, good. This music is funky as hell, I absolutely love it. Also, I think it might be the blue on blue, but this is giving me a proper headache. I think as I mentioned yesterday as well, the annoying thing is you can't focus which one you attack. So you're literally just hoping for the best as you swing at them. Which means you can't focus one to bring down if there's a big load of them. Sometimes you end up just attacking all of them, like individually. And it's just not, it doesn't help at all. It just takes forever to take them out. It means that you'll have others that can hit you in the meantime. If you basically whittle them down is what I'm trying to say. Like if you just make sure that's not a pit trap. If you if you can whittle like one down at a time, it means that each turn you've got one less attacking you, is what I was trying to say. I didn't explain that very well. I think I mentioned before as well, like the colour palette changes in these games is like there's like you get some variation later on in the game, but at the moment everything is just a colour palette change of previous enemies. Fucking Evil Deads, man. Oh, 8 Mesetas. Ghosts don't have much money. I mean, that's it, isn't it? Yep, cool. Here he is. Yeah, it's at the bottom of a fucking dungeon! So this guy sells Shortcake at the bottom of some bullshit dungeon. How do you get business? Who is coming down here to buy this? Like, objectively, you are not in a good position here. Supply and demand would dictate you would have gone bust by now. No wonder you're selling for 1,000 Mesetas. You fucking idiot. So yeah, he sells shortbread at the bottom of this monster infested dungeon. And I'm just gonna leave. Fucking idiot. And I get from, you know, like gameplay wise, you want to make sure you're keeping it exciting by having these sorts of moments in the game, you know, like something that's a bit, oh shit, by having, like, you know, these monster dungeons, and, you know, it wouldn't be that interesting to go and see it, but there's no real plot reason why he set up his shop there. He just sort of apologises to you about it. It's like, yeah, sorry, it probably is a really fucking stupid place to set up my shop, but, you know, I'm in it now, you know, I've come here, I've taken all my shortbread with me. There's not really anything I can do about it now. I'm just here, aren't I? Bellend. Anyway. How long is this game? I mean, it depends really. I mean, if you cut out all like the grinding and everything, probably about maybe like 10 hours or so. It's not like a super long RPG. But again, if you've got like, I mean, it's not like there's a ton of story to it with what it is. Ooh. Trying to see if I actually remember the way out of this maze. Yep, ghosts and sexy bats everywhere. It's just not. It just doesn't make sense in any regard. Ooh. Have I done it? Am I out? Oh, thank fuck. Right. So that went nice and quickly. I mean, yeah, even if he does have, like, a back entrance, right? Then he's still in the middle of nowhere. Like, there's some, like, super, like, demonic, like, pyramid thing over here. He's so far away. I mean, maybe he's, like, a member of some sort of resistance, you know? He's sort of like, yeah, I don't want to be under Lassik's control, so I'm just gonna go... I'm gonna go start my own life. And I'm gonna, you know, sell shortbread. That's the way forward. And when a brave adventurer comes through starving, the shortbread will be there for them for a mere 1,000 mesatas, which buys you a fucking, like, amazing armor at this point in the game. You'd have to kill, like, at least, like, 20 werebats to get that amount. Anyway, let's save. I'm not really mad about this, I'm just, you know... I mean, I am a little. Right. We'll head off this way. So we're heading back to Motavia now that we've got this shortbread. Shortcake, whatever it is. I mean, we're all members of Avalanche, really. This way. I mean, it's got the similarities actually to just Final Fantasy in general. I think this game, the game series has a little bit more in common with oh shit, what's it called? It's another Square Enix game, Star Ocean. Because Star Ocean, much like this, combines this sort of sci-fi and fantasy element, and even spun off into some really shit games. So, you know, I'm not gonna shit talk Phantasy Star Online. People like that game, even though it kind of became idle trash or whatever. But you know, that's fine. You know, it's bought by Sega. Sega is pretty much held up by idle trash and Yakuza, as in the games, not the actual Yakuza. I mean, it might, you know, have some ties to... it's not for me to say. It's not, you know... That'd be speculation at this point. Right, so we're going through this dungeon now. Got the Duggan key. I'm going to go talk to the robot. Yes. So he's taking the shortcake. Thanks, man. Doesn't surprise me, to be honest. If say, like, the only way, like Sega was originally built on gambling. It was built on a, it was the old, like, slot machines that they started out at, and they didn't branch into, like, arcade games and things like that until maybe, like, 10, 20 years in. It was also an American company to begin with as well. They moved their base to Japan in, like, the 80s, I think, when they started making the games consoles. Probably because Japan, you know, fucking loves gambling as well. So now we've met the governor, who's like, yo, you're gonna kill Lassick. That's fucking sick, man. Do you know what? There's this dude, his name's Noah, he's pretty chill. You go talk to him, I'll get him to help you out. Her? Wow, fuck off. Noah is not a female. What?